So this is a kettlebell hip flexor raise. If you've been sitting all day, then you're going for a run later, and you feel that your hip flexors, this is the area at the top front of your thigh, are niggling. It's not just tightness, it's weakness, okay? And this exercise is great for training the hip flexor in the shorter range, which is going to increase circulation into the area, which is going to help kickstart the healing process and start undoing any damage that's already been done. So you're going to need something to elevate one foot and then hook the other foot into a kettlebell. And then from here, we're bringing our knee up to hip level, pause, and slowly control back down. And I'm just going to let this hip sink down at the bottom, so I'm getting a little bit of an extra stretch at the end of the rep. This does look like a simple exercise, but it is hard enough, to be fair. Just make sure when we get to the top of each rep, we're holding for a second or two, just to get a little bit more tension in the short range. I'll show you the other leg. I would aim, you don't need to do this every day, but aim to do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps at least twice a week, and make sure you're keeping your toe curled back just so the kettlebell doesn't slip off the foot. If you are running or playing any sport and you notice that there's one side that niggles more than the other, which is usually the case, the chances are you're going to find that same side a little bit more challenging. So make sure you're using a weight that you can hit the 8 to 10 reps both sides fairly comfortably, and then over time you can build the weight up both sides at the same time. So if you don't have access to a kettlebell, no bother. This is an L-sit, and it's going to train the hip flexor in that shorter range, just like the kettlebell hip flexor raise would. But what's so great is, as I said, you don't need any equipment, so you can literally do it anywhere, even at home. So all you need to do is sit in your butt, keep your legs straight, and then from here, I'm going to lift one leg up off the floor and hold. Now I'm not just passively holding this leg in the air, I'm actually trying to push my foot up to drive as much tension onto the hip flexor as possible. As you can see, my legs shaking like mad here. I'll try and hold for 20 seconds.